Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from fourth group. In this video, we will explain about hadith as the second source of law. Before we start, I want to introduce myself. My name is Nabila Rizky Fadrila and my friend Ziyadah Rahmatin Ilma. So let's get started.
First, definition sources of Islamic law. The source of Islamic law is the place of origin of reference to Islamic law. In the editorial of Islamic law, the source of Islamic law is often interpreted as dalil, principle, or basis of Islamic law. Dalil etymologically means a quid both hissi, or concrete, and maknawi, or abstract. The guidance given can be in the form of goodness and vice versa, namely evil. Definition of hadith. Etymologically, the word hadith is the plural form of the word al-hadith and is a masdar isim from the verb hadasta yahdisu hadisan, which means conversation, communication, stories, which are in several contexts, namely religion of Sharia, worldly life, historical context, and actual future events. Some of the different definitions put forward by hadith scholars are as follows: A. All the words of the Prophet, his action, and his particulars. B. Everything that comes from the Prophet Muhammad SAW, whether in the form of words, deeds, takrir, or confession. C. Something that is attributed to the Prophet Muhammad SAW in the form of words, action, recognition, or takrir, and nature. Position and function of hadith. 1. Al-Quran, which has the nature of Qat al-Wurud, namely its existence, which is certain and highly believed. 2. Serves an explainer or clarifier in the Al-Quran, so that its existence as a bayan depends on the existence of the Quran. 3. The companions who refer to the Quran first intend to find a way out of a problem and are not found, then refer to the Sunnah that they know or can ask other companions. And the last, the hadith of Mu'adh explicitly explain the order of position between the Quran and the Sunnah.
Next, the function of hadith as a source of Islamic law include: first, bayan takrir. Bayan takrir is to confirm and strengthen what has been explained in the Quran. The function of the hadith in this case is only to strengthen the content of the Quran. Second, bayan tafsir. Bayan tafsir is the hadith explanation of verses that require further detail or explanation, such as in verses that are mujmal, mutlaq, and am. Third, bayan tasri. Bayan tasri in the explanation of the hadith in the form of realizing, making, or establishing a law or shara rules that are not found in the text of the Quran. 4. Bayan nasa. Bayan nasa is the existence of a shari ruling that comes later and can abrogate an earlier one. The next is understanding the asbabul wurud of hadith. If we want to know the asbabul wurud of hadith, it can be seen by knowing the historical aspect or riwayah related to the events of the emergence of a hadith. There are several ways to find out asbabul wurud of hadith, including: first, from the history of the Prophet hadith, which is expressly revealed in the hadith itself or in other hadiths in the form of indication or hints. Second, from the information of the aqwal or sahabah. Third, from ijtihad. Ijtihad is generally carried out by takhrij hadith first because it's to find all the information related to the theme to be studied. In addition to this, there are alternative approaches that can be used as tools as follows. First, understanding the hadith using a historical approach, which is an effort to understand the hadith by considering the historical empirical condition when the hadith was delivered by the Prophet. Second, with a sociological approach, which is an effort to understand the hadith by looking at the angle of the human position that led him to this behavior. Third, through an anthropological approach, which is an effort to understand the hadith as well, but by paying attention to the patterns that have been formed in the value order adopted in community life. The next is type of hadith. Type of hadith are two, based on the quality of the sanad and the quantity of the sanad. The first one is type of hadith based on sanad quality. First, Sahih Hadith. Sahih Hadith is a hadith attributed to the Prophet ﷺ, whose sanad is connected, narrated by a fair and debit narrator until the end of the sanad. There is no irregularity and no illat. Second, Hasan Hadith. Hasan Hadith is a hadith narrated by a narrator who is fair, lacks strong memorization, is connected to the sanad, doesn't contain illat, and is not shadh. Third, Da'if Hadith. Da'if Hadith is a hadith that is missing one or more of the condition of a Sahih Hadith or Hasan Hadith. The next type of hadith based on sanad quantity. The first one is Mutawatir Hadith. Mutawatir Hadith is a hadith narrated by so many narrators at every level of the chain of transmission that it's impossible for the narrators to agree to falsify it. Mutawatir Hadiths are divided into three, namely: first, Mutawatir Lafdi. Mutawatir Lafdi is a hadith in which the lafaz and the meaning are the same, both the ruling and the meaning. Second, Mutawatir Ma'nawi. Mutawatir Ma'nawi is a hadith in which the lafaz and meaning are different, but one global meaning can be derived from them. Third, Mutawatir Amali. Mutawatir Amali is a practice that was done by the Prophet ﷺ, then followed by the Sahabah, continued by the Tabi'in, and so on, followed by generation until today. The next is Ahad Hadith. Ahad Hadith is a tradition that doesn't reach the degree of Mutawatir. Ahad Hadiths are divided into three, namely: first, Mashhur Hadith. Mashhur Hadith is a hadith that is narrated by three or more narrators in each tabaqah and doesn't reach the limit of Mutawatir. Second, Aziz Hadith. Aziz Hadith is a hadith that is narrated by no less than two narrators at all levels of tabaqah. Third, Gharib Hadith. Gharib Hadith is a hadith that is narrated by one narrator alone or by one narrator only in each tabaqah. I hope this video has given us new insight. Thank you for watching. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.